Good afternoon and welcome to Boston Public Schools Digital Learning Month celebration of social curating and the resources that are available to help teachers become connected in this Connected Educator Month in Boston Public Schools and across the country. We're here today. I'm here today with Liz Homan, and I want to do an official welcome to Liz Homan. She's a new member to the Boston Public Schools, and she brings a lot of great experience and resources to this job as a digital learning specialist in Boston Public Schools. We share this position, and we are excited to have Liz on board. And she's a blogger, and she's on Twitter frequently. So please welcome Liz along with me to a great experience here today and in Boston Public Schools. Before I turn it over to Liz, I just want to say today we're talking about digital curation as part of Connected Educator 14. We are happy to be here today, and we will be going through a lot of tools. We hope that you are able to join us in our Twitter chats, and Liz will go through some of the other tools that we have available to us to get digitally connected. Welcome, Liz.
What a warm welcome. Thank you, Ed. Okay, I am going to share my screen and give a little bit of an introduction to Connected Educator Month and exactly why digital curation is our focus today. So first of all, happy Connected Educator Month. If you want to know more about Connected Educator Month, it's really about connecting with colleagues and really taking the time and investing the time in connecting with colleagues both within your local networks and beyond those networks. And if you want to know more about it, you can visit connectededucators.org. If you want to do more with Connected Educator Month within BPS, you can tweet to #BPSPLN. You can join our chats on Thursday evenings. Our next one is next week on Thursday evening at 8 at BPSPLN chat. Or BPS educators can go and learn more about Connected Educator Month at learn.mybps.org in BPS Learns. So Connected Educator Month is all about connecting with your colleagues within and beyond your school district, and part of this is learning how to deal with all of the content that comes your way. So as a teacher, you probably have links come in your direction all the time on your email, or you're at a professional development session and somebody shares something and you think, oh, that is so cool, I need to be able to use that resource. So what do you do with all of these things? Well, I know for me, there are often lots of websites that come in my direction and I worry that I'm going to forget them. And what social bookmarking allows you to do is keep track of all of those resources in a way that's very different from the way you were able to do it before. So in the past, bookmarking involved having one browser on one computer, and you would have to back up your bookmarks if you ever bookmarked anything because it was tied to that one browser. Social bookmarking is a little bit different. What social bookmarking does is it puts your bookmarks in the cloud, and it also gives you lots of digital ways that you can sort of keep your content categorized and organized. So you can tag things, you can create groups, you can share your links out to groups, and that's really what makes social bookmarking different from the bookmarking of the past, is that with social bookmarking, you can share your bookmarks to groups that you predefine, you can create lists where you store your bookmarks, you can tag your bookmarks such that your bookmarks are easily trackable and searchable, both to you and to people in outside networks. So one tool for social bookmarking that we find particularly powerful is Diigo, and there are lots of others, and I'll tell you about some others here in a few minutes, but we're going to share Diigo with you and give you a little bit of a walkthrough on how to get started with Diigo. And what Diigo allows you to do is archive your links in the cloud such that you can get back to them from any browser, from any computer. It allows you to annotate sites, and this is one of the really powerful things about Diigo, is the annotation tool that Ed's going to show you here in a second. It allows you to organize your links by adding to lists and tagging your links, and it allows you to share your links out to groups that you predefine and that other people join. So I'm going to really quickly just show you how to get into Diigo. You want to create an account, or you can sign in with your Facebook, Twitter, or Google accounts. And I signed in with my Google account. Are you sharing? Do you want to jump into Diigo and show everybody how to use it? So Ed's going to take over here. Not sure what happened with screen share.
One of the things that we like about Diigo is it's easy to use. It can be, as all these social bookmarking websites are, they have extensions that can go onto any browser. And I've added my browser to, added my extension to the Chrome browser. So I'm just going to make sure I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to go and share my Digo screen with you in a second. And so what I'm going to do is just orient you to Digo a little bit. Liz mentioned that there's tagging, and you can see all the available tags that I have over here. In Digo, you can search your Digo website, search your library under any of these tags that you have identified: social media, education, Google, tutorials, and you can search by either the name of the site or by one of these tags. We also have the ability to be able to share with other people through your groups at the very top of the page. You can share with groups and build your community. I have a place for my groups and for communities as well. So I'm going to just take you right into a Digo experience where I'm actually looking at some websites and I want to share that with you. So I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen and pick up my other screen over here, and I have my Digo screen. There it is. So you should be able to see this Common Core in action site as that's being shared, I hope. So I've been here before today. This is a place that I've already done some bookmarking in. I've been reading this Common Core in action using digital storytelling. So I find this is going to be an important website for my teachers who are doing a series of digital storytelling this year for Common Core. This is a great resource that I want them to use. And you can see that simply Digo, I already have a couple of things going on in here. I'll draw your attention to the far left. We have a little notepad there, a little sticky. And that sticky just says that this is my reference. I added this sticky a few minutes ago. It's a Common Core ELA resources for digital storytelling. And what I did was I picked this website and I want to just highlight a certain few. So I've done that already. So you can see that I've highlighted it in yellow. And every time I reference this site, I will be able to see that highlighting and be able to see that. There are other things on this site that I wanted to just draw my attention to. And it's just a paragraph down here about voice that I wanted to share with people. So I'm going to go to my Digo extension up in the right-hand corner of my browser window. And I'm going to be able to annotate this part of the website. And that means I can take out a pencil and I can annotate by choosing a color. So it brought up the other sub-menu there that I missed. So I have an option for picking colors here, and I've already done one in yellow, so I'm going to do another in green since I see blue on the page. I'm going to change that. But it's about voice, and it's about storytelling guidelines. And I just want to highlight this section of the web page and remember it. And after I've highlighted it, I'm going to write a sticky note and just talk about this is another way to storytelling guidelines for children and for adults. So it just gives me that ability to reference it, remember why I chose this site. I can save it and be able to reference it later. What is really a nice thing on this tool now, I can go back to my D on the side there, and I can see all the notes on this page and all the annotations. So I have it here, and there it is there. I have a notepad that I've done, and I have the reference that I've highlighted there as well. So it shows me all the things on the page that I like, and I'm going to be able to reference it later and share it with my teachers. So we had a couple of tools that we went over here, and that was the highlighting tool, which allows you to highlight the section of the web page that you find most compelling. It allows you to add a sticky note, which you can explain why you referenced it, and then you can get a summary or you show your annotations list on this page. One of the things that we want to do is sometimes be able to save these pages to a group. So I've already done this once, and I'm going to save it and tag it again. So I've already added some tags here. You can see this page is important because it's digital storytelling, that it's an Edutopia article. It's also very relevant for the classroom. So I just added another tag there, and I can always search it from those tags. I also want to be able to share it to a group. So I've created a group in my Digo library, and I'm going to save it to the digital learning team in OIT so they can have access to it as well as we start to share resources and build our own library.
Here are some other social bookmarking options that you can look into if you're interested in this. There's never any single one tool that lets you do some of these things. It's a matter of figuring out your own strategies for using these tools. So Delicious is a really popular one. It's one of Digo's predecessors. and it has gotten a lot of attention in recent years, but Diigo has become popular sort of alongside it. Pinterest is technically a social bookmarking site, sort of lets you pin things to followers, create groups in the same way and on your Pinterest boards. Live Binders is a really interesting tool that sort of lets you organize digital content into digital binders that will allow you to store teaching resources. Bitly allows you to create and share short links, does much the same thing as Diigo, but it also creates short links that are easier to share in social media like Twitter, where you have a limited number of characters. And if you're looking for more, we have shared these slides and you can access them from the event page in Google+, and you can click there on that link and it will take you to an article that will give you more ideas for social bookmarking options. Now we're going to move on to curating with RSS feeds. And RSS feeds are something that not a lot of people take advantage of, but can be very, very powerful ways to curate your online content. Basically what RSS feeds do is they grab content from somewhere and they put it in one place for you. And you can decide where you want to get your content from, and you tell it, add content from the feed. And it's sort of like a TV channel broadcasts a show and it's shown on lots of channels, and syndication sort of brings it into one spot. So it's a lot like that. That's how RSS feeds tend to work. So Feedly is my favorite tool for content curation using RSS feeds, but there are lots and lots of other options, and I'll share a few of those with you in a minute. What these sorts of tools let you do is search for content in areas of interest to you. They allow you to organize your favorite websites into groups such that you can look at specific content that you're interested in looking at. Allows you to read sort of your own personal newspaper and stay up to date, and to share your favorite stories to social media. So I'm going to go into Feedly. This is my Feedly account. Much like with Diigo, you'll have to set up your own account. You can link it to your existing accounts. I have this one linked to my Google account, so it's easy for me to sign in. And what you can see on my home feed is that I have lots of categories over here in the left-hand navigation bar. So I have a category for my academic reading, my blogs that I follow in academia. I have another that's called blogs. These are the blogs that I follow for fun. I have another category called Ed Tech, and another category called News, and another category called Running, because that's another thing that I'm interested in reading more about. So the way to add content is over here on the left-hand side. This is very easy. All you have to do is click on Add Content, and you can do a couple of different things. You can either put a URL in there for a website that you like to follow. So let's say you have a blog that you're interested in following. You can put the blog's URL in there. Or you can look down here in these categories, these interest categories, and let's say I'm interested in tech, because of course I am interested in tech. And I can click on that and it will give me a variety of different possibilities for tech blogs, tech websites that are constantly updating that I can follow and add to my feed. So maybe I want to add Mashable to my feed. And I can choose which collection I want to put it in. So I can either make it's actually suggesting to me that I make a new collection. I could also put Mashable in my Ed Tech collection if I wanted to. I could give it a different title if I wanted to, but I'll just add it to that collection. And so it has added that to what I already get. So if I go back to my home feed, I'll probably see under Ed Tech, yes, Mashable options up here, and these are new articles that Mashable has come out with recently. If I want to read an article, I just click on the headline and it will pull up that article for me. So if I wanted to read about 10 grammar mistakes people love to correct, I can pull that up and it will give me the content, or I can click on the actual link at the top and it will actually pull me out to the original post on that website. So what Feedly allows me to do, and here's how I use Feedly. What Feedly allows me to do is have sort of my own personal newspaper available to me. So if I'm sitting down in the morning with coffee and I want to really quickly look at the blogs that I like to follow, I can pull up Feedly and all of the blogs I like to follow will be in one spot. And I can look through them over here. If I want to look just at one at a time, I could go just straight to Grad Hacker and it will tell me what's available on Grad Hacker or on Inside Higher Ed, and I can read just from that one space, or I can go to my home page and I can look at all of the new articles that are available to me at any given time. What this helps you do is stay up to date. So if there's a web page you want to follow and you don't get back there on a regular basis, but you have it attached to your Feedly, you'll see a new story that comes up, and it's like your own personal newspaper. So if, for example, you wanted to follow the blog posts on Edutopia, which we showed you a few minutes ago, you could do that. If you wanted to follow EdWeek, you could do that. Or you could add CNN pages to this or other popular like BBC News feeds, and then you would have a space where all of the current events were coming to one sort of personal newspaper that you curate yourself. So that's the big advantage to using tools like Feedly. And a quick breakdown on why you might want to. There are lots of other RSS reader options. Dig, Feed, and FeedSpot are a few popular ones. You can also Google RSS readers. Google Reader was really popular for a long time, and now Google Reader sadly is no more. So the one I've replaced it with is Feedly, but there are certainly lots of options for RSS feeds that you can look into. And EdWeek also has published a list of RSS feeds for teachers to follow. That is a fantastic list that you can follow if you're interested in looking into RSS feeds as an option for staying connected. So that is all we're going to do with you today. We just wanted to give you a little bit of quick rundown of some of the tools that are available to you for online curation. You can join us next week on Thursday, 10/23 at 8 p.m. for BPS PLN chat. If you want to learn more, ask us any questions. You can always tweet Ed or I. His handle is eConsidine, and mine is @LizHoman. You can find us on Twitter pretty easily under the BPS PLN chat hashtag as well. And we really want to thank you for joining us today. We look forward to many more webinars in the future as we hone our webinar skills in this environment in particular. And I'm going to hand it over to Ed so that he can say a quick goodbye as well.
There are lots of web tools out there that we want to explore with you during Connected Educator Month and throughout the school year. As we know, it's important to be connected all year round and to share the knowledge that we're gaining from our connections with our colleagues, and of course, so that it benefits our students in the classrooms. There are lots of resources, as Liz pointed out, about how these tools can impact your classroom as well, not just for your professional development, but how schools and classrooms are actually using RSS feeds as well as social bookmarking sites to help students get organized, to archive, to organize, and to share resources digitally. So for digitally speaking, I'm just going to say thank you very much for joining us today, and for Liz Home for facilitating a lot of this work here at the beginning of the school year at BPS with us as we move into our digital age. So thank you, and have a great afternoon and rest of the evening.
Bye, everybody.